And awesome. All right, welcome everybody. It's your boy, Big Lloyd Dotson. Everyone calls me Big, and I am here with my man from across the pond, Rich, the KC Green. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you? Are you well?
Fantastic. We are here with 50 of our friends, aren't we, Rich?
Oh, loving this. I love these Zoom meetings. They're awesome. You know, more people need to get on these. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, today we're gathered because we're all excited about the launch, the soft launch, the pre-launch. Well, it wasn't really a soft launch yesterday, was it? The day before, for iCoinPro, which is www.icoinpro.com. That is all about cryptocurrency education and training platform. In fact, it is the resource for everything that is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And to say that there are all these people on here because they want to learn more about iCoinPro, not only about the training and the education platform, Rich, but I'm sure because we also have a compensation plan, a matrix, all of that, they want to learn more about that as well. What do you think? Is that why everyone's on here?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the product's really important, and we're going to touch on the product, absolutely. But at this stage of the game, you know, when something's pre-launch, when it's early doors, the majority of people who's going to be watching this, and certainly the majority of people who are on the call live, are money hungry, forward thinking, action takers. So we're going to touch more on money than anything else, not because that's what it's all about, but that's because of the timing. You know, timing is everything with gigs like these.
Isn't it? Isn't it always? Absolutely. Timing is everything because when this launched a little over a day ago, all right, at this stage that we're talking right now, iCoinPro, if you are in and you are signed up, congratulations, because you are at the front of what is going to be a very large launch. We are only in pre-launch. Actual launch doesn't happen until June 21st. That's the good thing because you're in early, because you jumped in, okay, to iCoinPro. You have a position. You are pre-enrolled. So if you're watching this live, we want to thank you for joining us. If you're watching this on replay, make sure that you get back to your person that introduced you or shared this link with you because that's who you want to enroll with, all right? That's who you want to roll with, as they say, because iCoinPro is going to continue to be huge because we have touched on a sweet spot in this industry, and that is everyone is hearing about cryptocurrency, all right? But what exactly is it? How do I use it? How do I leverage it? And that's the beauty of iCoinPro. It is the definitive source for learning all about cryptocurrencies, and not just Bitcoin, because people know that name, but every other currency out there. And again,
but you hit the nail on the head.
I did. Good thing I did.
People know the name, but so many people don't actually know what it's all about. They're excited by they see the momentum, they see people talking about it, see people hyping it. They've not got a clue genuinely what it is. So this is a massive, massive opportunity for people to get behind an education platform.
See, and that's the key. Even my dogs are excited in the background. The bottom line is people are excited because whenever you have an emerging marketplace, and look at all these people here, and basically just, it's like, you know, it's like the new Brady Bunch here. Whenever you have an emerging market like cryptocurrency, all right, people get excited because the key to taking advantage of any emerging market is knowledge. It's absolutely knowledge. And then the other key is not only knowledge, but you touched on it, Rich. It's timing, my man, right? Timing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's such a big deal, you know. There are so many missed opportunities in life and yeah, timing. But if you knew that opportunity were presenting itself, if you knew that the timing was right, you know what I mean? It don't matter what industry you're working in. It's about knowing what's coming, and there is some major shifts coming. It's taken the cryptocurrency markets a long time to get to where they are now, and there's a mainstream shift coming, and people are going to be at the cusp of that if they get educated and if they take action, and that's what this is all about. So Big mentioned the website address, you know, heading over to iCoinPro.com. By all means, go there, take a look around, see what's what, but go back to the person who put you in front of this webinar and get their username, because you can take a free tour inside that website. But when you do that, you want to be doing it under the guise of someone introduced via whoever. You know, the person spent either marketing time or marketing dollars to get you in front of this presentation. So repay that favor and make sure if you're not using their link, you're at least using their username so that when you do take your free tour, they get the credit for that, you know? So let's play
Absolutely.
fair.
You know, and what's great about this, Rich, and everyone watching this, like I said, whether you're watching it live, we appreciate you joining us, or you're watching it on replay. I mean, some of the biggest and best leadership groups out there have locked arms to come to this. And I can share with you some numbers that are pretty astonishing. We actually soft launched, if you will, or soft pre-launched less than 2 days ago. Building up to this, we obviously built some excitement behind it because, as I said, everyone wants to learn about cryptocurrency education and training. The problem has always been that the information is always so scattered. So you can find anything you want about anything in the world on the internet. That's what's so amazing. But the time to go out there and gather it all together is what people don't have. People want to be educated in a one-stop shopping, if you will, so that they can immediately start to make decisions that are going to help them leverage their financial future. And that's what iCoinPro has done. Literally taken someone that's an expert, and my man Paul D'Souza, who's the founder and CEO, his connections with other experts, funneled all that information, that education, that knowledge into iCoinPro, the site. But we've also attached a way for you to also not only learn, oh, and here it goes, here's the old cliche that a lot of marketers say, but hey, you can earn while you learn. But here it's true. We've attached a compensation plan, which we'll go over, that is absolutely fantastic. And the reason we are now nearing, get ready for it, nearing 19,000 pre-enrolled members. Pre-enrolled to me means we're not in launch yet, all right? So everyone's getting ready. And there are nearly 3,000 plus paid members already who have upgraded right away because they've seen the value in their back office to all the education and training. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But that is just phenomenal, Rich, in that short period of time to have 19,000 people essentially signing up. And here's the best part. You touched on it. You can enroll for free, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And getting inside is so important. Although I want to stress, this is in pre-launch. So when you get inside, what you see, you're not even seeing the real deal at this stage of the game. All you're seeing is the teasers, the little bits of information that are going to be enough to get people excited and get people staying on board and get people building from there. So yeah, get your position locked. And when you register for free, here's what's going to happen. That is going to lock you into the Powerline setup, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So you're going to get to see exactly what that means. But register for free. Really
this important. Is one of those where we are not, trying to be like Ron Popeil on late night infomercial here and going, get it now before, they run out. No, this is all about timing, all right? Because when you deal with an offer, an opportunity like this, it's all about timing, but it's also about positioning. And you'll understand why when we start to delve more into the compensation plan, the power line, and the most beautiful thing about it, iCoinPro, is not only are you going to learn some amazing stuff, but even if you're not a big recruiter or a big team builder, we're still going to give you 2 ways to earn, even if you're not a recruiter. If you are someone who has a team or is able to gather a team around you because you add value, all right? Once again, we want to make sure that you get back to that person and get their link from them and get signed up. And the beautiful thing about that is we've realized that. You see, cryptocurrency really is starting to take off now because I believe there's one reason. And I'm going to say it. It's because of network and internet marketers like you watching this, all right? Because as Rich said, okay, cryptocurrency in its current state has been around since 2008, 2009, all right? And we're now seeing this explosion in the mainstream knowing about it. And I think that has everything to do, and I'm going to congratulate all of you out there watching this with your tenacity, with the fact that you see an opportunity and you're sharing it with others. And the truth is, that's how momentum is built. That's also how emerging markets like this take a foothold in mainstream media, because you, all right, are doing what you do best, all right? And that's sharing opportunities with others. So we're going to ask that you keep doing that. Once again, get back to the person that shared this opportunity with you. If you're watching this live, if you're watching on replay, same thing. Make sure you get back to that person, because we are excited about the quality of people joining and the leadership that we have at the top as well as that are filling in and are finding out about this and going, there's nothing like this I've ever seen. So enough of Bigg and Rich kind of, fluffing the pillows here a little bit. We've already made the bed, Rich. People are expecting to lie down in it and, and enjoy it. So why don't we do this? What we're going to do is we're going to give you a chance. Make sure you take and you share the fact that you're on this on your social medias, that you're learning, and you're going to share the recording right after. We'll make that available to everyone. Again, there'll never be any links or anything like that on that. And that way people are anticipating that you're going to share something of value, which you are, because we're about to share it now. Now, before we do this, we are going to hit you up with disclaimers. That's correct. Because anytime we talk about opportunity, or we talk about money, or the possibility of making money, or in some cases not making money, we have to obviously have disclaimers. So I'm going to let my man Rich do it in his best English accent, because it always sounds so much better coming from an Englishman than it does from an American. So go ahead, Rich.
Are we somehow more trustworthy? What's the deal?
Maybe.
Have I got a best English accent? I'm a Yorkshireman, do you know what I mean? Yeah, guys, straight up, the deal is that, like any business, this is going to be affected by your work ethic, by your system, by your strategy. Results aren't typical, but that said, neither are the people who are watching this call. But anything that we talk about, whether it be discussions about results so far or perspective, whether it be about income so far or perspective, is purely for example purposes only, and is no reflection on what is likely to happen for you. Every individual will see completely different results, and those results are boiled down to you and what you do off the back of the information that's shared with you. I'm sure you're going to crush it, but not sure enough to say that it's guaranteed, because nothing is guaranteed. So,
and on that note, thank you, Rich. Let's get ready to rumble, my man. All right, so what we thought we'd do is, we're not going to do death by PowerPoint, but PowerPoint does allow us to stay on track with some of the points that we want to make. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this. If you are lucky enough to get on this live, it is limited to only 50 people. Happens. But all right, there is a session afterwards where we turn off the camera, and all of these people you see, let me show that view again here. All of these people you see right here will get to ask questions of us individually, interactively, after we turn the camera off, for up to an hour. We've been known to stay on for 2 hours afterward. All right, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to do, because I've got a corporate webinar to do afterward. But what I'm saying is, next time you see an announcement from us about a system overview training webinar, you might want to hop on early so that you can be live instead of watching it on replay.
You've gone really quiet, dude. I don't know whether anybody else is affected by that. You've just gone really silent. Yeah, I'm getting some more nods. Can you try talking again?
Okay. So
yeah, there we go. He's back. Yeah, beautiful.
What'd you miss? So basically what I was saying is, if you miss being live, you're going to miss the Q&A part after, which we don't record. That's all. So make sure next time you see notifications from us, you hop on and you're one of those 50 people. All right?
Okay, cool.
So why don't we go back to speaker view? And Rich, we are not going to do death by a PowerPoint, but it is going to allow us to stay on point and get across many things that we want to do, because iCoinPro there's so much to it. There really is. Yeah. And again, we're only in the pre-launch stages. This is going to expand exponentially, from live weekly trainings to videos that are going to follow up the actual training that's in there now. The modules are going to expand. The advanced levels are going to expand. So we're going to cover a couple of things.
And this is what I briefly wanted to touch on before we do jump into the pay plan and the rank advancements and all of that, is at the moment as it stands in pre-launch, all you've got access to is 10 written notified modules. You know, that's a teaser of what's going to be involved within there. There are many more modules to come. They're going to be in video presentation style. Plus, on top of that, there's also going to be inner circle trading training, which you're going to have to register for, and is going to be limited numbers. You're going to have to pre-register to give you some indication. The trading strategies that we've been training so far in the build-up to pre-launch have seen results in between 3 and 6% per day return on real-life crypto trading.
In the back office, that's the micro strategy that we tease about. That says exactly. Coming soon. And it's not to tease you on purpose. It is to make
Yeah,
sure that we yeah, it is. It's to make sure that we continue to monitor the results of the people that are beta testing that. And so far, so good. And as Rich said, we'll have all types of gamification. We'll have certification. And the idea is that we want you to actually learn this so that you can earn from it. But it really is going to take you, all right, from a beginner, even if you think you have some knowledge. See, most people out there, Rich, when it comes to cryptocurrency, have just enough knowledge to make them dangerous to themselves. And we've seen that in the last week. All right. We've seen that in the last week with the cryptocurrencies all over the place. All right. Everyone was essentially
doing exactly what we expected them to. But
absolutely. But that's part of learning. All right, part of learning all about that. And so we are excited about what's coming. The live trainings with CEO Paul D'Souza, myself, some other experts on a weekly basis. There'll be corporate webinars on a regular basis. So you're in the right place at the right time. And so the education and training part, okay, if all of you have gone in there and started to look at that, that's just probably 10, 15% of what's going to be on there. All right. Yeah. That's just a small smidgen. So if you're excited about that, you ain't seen nothing yet, as they say. So from a education and training platform, the fact that you're only paying $40 a month, we will say those that aren't in it yet, it is an absolute steal, because what you're getting is a one-time admin fee to sign up of $40 and then $40 per month, $39.95 per month, a recurring subscription. And from that, you're going to get access to the training on a regular basis. There are going to be constant updates. As I said, weekly training, live training. There are going to be opportunities to move into advanced. And here's the thing, the price doesn't go up once you start to go into those advanced levels. Okay? No. The idea, right, exactly. The idea that Paul D'Souza, the CEO, wanted when we talked about this a year ago was to make it available to everyone. And as always, people's results are going to be based on how much work they decide to put in. All right. But what we have done in iCoinPro, you'll notice in iCoinPro, you have the ability to do a 6-month subscription at a discount, or a 12-month subscription at a discount. But we also, when you do that at a discount, we throw in some great bonuses based on that. And we'll talk about those when you do upgrade to 6-month and 12-month. And so at the end here, we're going to have a hard call to action once we explain a lot of the stuff, that if you haven't taken advantage of it yet, you might want to seriously look at upgrading to the 6-month or the 12-month. And we'll explain why in a little bit. So without further ado, Rich, let's do this. Is that people in your area with the feedback?
Yeah, I've just swapped headset. Is that any better? For the guys who are not aware, there is no way we were going to cancel this gig, but
despite the website being DDoSed.
Website's DDoS attacked. I had no internet access, so I've ended up finding the quietest hotel that I can. So I'm actually sat in a hotel bar, and it's approaching 8 p.m. UK time. It's just starting to fill up. So
let's do it, Rich. Let's do it. Bottom line, this is system strategy overview. We're gonna tell you how to leverage this. And if you want more information, do 2 things. Get back to the person that shared this link with you, and stay tuned for the corporate webinars that are coming up live with the CEO in a few hours. If you're like Rich, running into later hours, then guess what? Tune in right now. Pay attention, because we're about to go over some stuff. And as I said, at the end, save all your questions, and we will answer all of them in detail. All right, Rich, my man.
Let's get it done. Let's get it on.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to go there, and we are going to go share screen, and let me know if you guys can see my screen right now. Can everybody see that?
Yes, we are good.
Right. So let's move you over there. Perfect. Right. So we are going to go over the pay plan, the ranking advancements, the structure of how this thing works. We've touched on what's going on with the education. You know that that's coming in more detail. The product, we're going to leave at that. This is all going to be about how does the money work? What exactly is going off inside iCoinPro? So you've got 5 income streams. They're outlined on this screen. You've got a Powerline bonus, a Fast Start bonus, a coded Infiniti Fast Start override, your 2x14 matrix, and your matrix bonuses. Those first 3 are what Bigg and I consider your bonus incomes, really. They're unique selling points. They're catchy. They're quirky. Some of you will find ways to use them as introducers, as feeders. They serve great purposes. But what we're excited about and what we're going to dwell on today is those last two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby.
That is where this gig, from a pay plan point of view, explodes. So we'll touch on the first three first, though, because what you've got is you've got one of these income streams, which is aimed at Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know, the guys who are never going to recruit.
Or Sally.
Or Sally, yeah. Not to be sexist, obs. So you've got one which is aimed at your kind of, your normal, everyday affiliate marketer. People who are used to exchanging time for money. Or doing it online and leveraging to an extent. When you sign up, you get paid, that kind of thing. And then we're going to look at your coded Infiniti fast start overrides, which is for your bigger hitters. So there's three income streams aimed at three types of people. Your Powerline bonus is the one which is, excuse me, for some people going to be a great feeder, because this is something that everybody gets, no recruiting required. So when you register for free, you'll remember I mentioned it right at the very start. When you register for free, what you're getting is a position secured in the Powerline. So when anybody joins, they're automatically joining at the bottom of the Powerline. You know, we're up to what, 17,000 people now? 17,001?
Yeah, we're pushing 19 if we actually update correctly. But
fabulous.
One of the things about the Powerline when this was first put together in talking with Paul was we wanted this product, again, to be for the masses. At the same time, we also wanted the masses to be able to actually earn from it. And the key here is the Powerline is that way. So when you, unlike a lot of other marketers out there who used to pitch, or still do, not used to, pitch the fact that people can earn by doing nothing, we all know usually it's a bunch of BS, because you actually have to do a bunch of things to qualify. They just don't tell people that. In this case, all right, people will actually have the ability to earn. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to get rich off of it, but when you say that, you can actually say it with conviction. Right, Rich?
For some people, there are many people who've tried and tried and tried to earn online and never earned a penny, not a single dollar. With this, everybody can and does. At the minute we're on 19,000 people. The next person to join is 19,001, 19,002, 19,003. They're all added at the bottom. The Powerline is one long link of members enrolling. By the way, just as a reminder, we're 2 days in. You know, some of us were in a similar gig in the past, which exceeded in excess of 3 million members. So
3 million.
So when people, I've had people already, we're less than 72 hours in, and I've already had people say, yeah, I've missed the boat. What? Really? And there's some...
No, and here's the beauty. There's compression every Wednesday for those people that got in, that enrolled, right? But didn't upgrade. And so the opportunity to miss the boat just ain't going to happen with the way that we've set this up because of that compression every Wednesday.
Absolutely.
So why don't we go a little further into the Powerline, then we can move on.
Yeah, exactly. With the Powerline, what you get is you're going to earn 3% of the monthly membership from the 5 levels below you in the Powerline. So from the 5 people below you. So as Bigg said, it's not fortunes. It doesn't need to be fortunes. For somebody who's never earned online, they're going to be in a position where they can now say, listen, I'm buying this product and I earned my first whatever, $5, $6 on the internet. I've been online. We've got people in our training group who've been online for years and years and never made a penny. They can now say, I joined something and I made money. That's
the key here is
powerful.
Absolutely, Rich. It is power. That's why it's called a power line. It's powerful when someone says, listen, I may be paying $40, but it's well worth it because I'm learning. And at the same time, I'm not that great at recruiting and I still earned $5, $6 a month. That makes people feel that it's worth it. All right. Yeah. Now, the education part itself is worth way more. But as Rich just said, it makes it real. Absolutely. Makes the business opportunity part real.
Absolutely. So that's for you guys who are non-recruiters, you know, the people who've not had success before. It's an easy introducer, an easy way in. They're going to be buying the product anyway. And as a result of buying the product, they're also going to earn. Fact, If you've got somebody who's buying the product, they're going to earn. Fact, it's that simple. The fast start bonus, however, is for your affiliate marketers, your people who are going to be bringing people to the game, whether they're bringing members who are buying the product, or whether they're bringing other affiliates who are going to look to explode the business. But your fast start bonus is paid from the first monthly commission that your new members make. So depending on what level you are in the business, because we touched on rank advancements and we'll touch more on them shortly, depending on whether you're unranked, so you're just a paying member, or whether you've worked your way up the ranks and you're a 3-star or above, that'll determine how much you get on your first monthly commission from the people you personally enroll, from the people who they enroll, and who they enroll, and so on and so on. And so if you're a 3-star and above, you're going to be earning $25 a pop for everybody you bring in. So you bring in 10 people a month.
And that's key, because earlier Rich talked about, we set this up so that people, if they weren't big recruiters, now there are those people that don't want to recruit at all, that's fine. But let's say you're not a big recruiter, then you can earn this way, because again, personally enrolled is that first level. But look what we've done for people at the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th level, at the 3-star and above. And we even give you an opportunity later to be 3-star immediately. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, absolutely. So then what you've got is your Infiniti Fast Start Override. So this is for your bigger players. So this is people who are going to explode large teams, whether that be directly through their efforts or whether it be through them having a wider network. You'll hear it said in this industry that it's not about what who you know. It's not even about who they know, but sometimes it's about who they know. You can bring one person to the party who brings another, who brings a team of thousands, whatever it may be. There's a way to monetize that. And the Infiniti Fast Start Override is one of those ways. You've got to be a star elite to qualify for this. So you've got 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, star elite. Once you reach star elite, so as I say, it's for your bigger players, this is for your team builders. Once you've reached that, you're going to be paid on every monthly subscription. Although you paid it weekly, it's a weekly paycheck, but they pay their subscriptions monthly. It'll just be, some people will be at different times of the month. So you're going to be paid every month on your 3 generation of Star Elite members.
Wow.
Exactly. Now, Bigg's saying ooh-wee because he knows what that means, but a lot of people don't grasp it. So I want to dwell on that a little bit.
All right. So in your best English teacher voice, have them grasp it.
Right. Here's the deal. So you are Star Elite, as an example, and you have an organization, a power line of thousands and thousands of people. Because
now, these are not people you personally enrolled.
No.
These are people that are below you.
So the fact that you Star Elite, that alone states that you've got a massive organization. So in all of these people below you, somewhere you may or may not, hopefully, have other Star Elite members. Your first generation is the next person below you who is Star Elite or above. So basically what's going to happen is, as a Star Elite member, you're going to get $2 per month on every single person below you until you reach another Star Elite member. Now, some of you will bring in a superstar, and that superstar will be a Star Elite member. So you're going to get $2 a month. Others will bring in people who just potter along, maybe only make it to 1-star, 2-star, even 3-star. You may have 100, 200, 300, 400 people below you before you hit another Star Elite member. And on each one of those, excuse me, on each one of those, you're going to get paid $2 per month. Now, your second generation is your next Star Elite member. Now, again, you may not have one. It may be 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, all the way down to Infiniti. Or they may be 1 or 2 levels down. Or they may be hundreds, whatever. You're going to get $1 per month from their monthly subscription until you reach the next Star Elite member. And No surprises. Your third generation is exactly the same. You're going to earn $1 per month from the monthly subscriptions of everyone beneath you until you encounter another Star Elite member. The earning opportunity on this.
Wait. So, Rich, is this crazy or is it brilliant?
It's brilliant. I love it. And this is the thing, I said about these 3 pay plans. Bigg and I aren't particularly interested in them. Our focus is on the other 2. These are selling points. Yes. These are sexy. These are unique. These are aimed at specific types of people. If you are talking to big team builders, how excited are they going to be about stuff like this?
Now, one of the keys here is a lot of you are saying, yeah, but I don't know anybody big, again, that's the key for sharing the story. And what better way to share the story is to be a user of the product. You see, one of the things that we love about putting this together and knowing the type of guy that Paul is, all right, the product itself is fantastic, all right? And that's going to be the key, because if people can see your passion and conviction for that product, that you're actually learning something, all right, then guess what? You're going to come across that whale just because you're sharing your passion and conviction with as many people as possible. And we did this on purpose so that if you do, all right, and let's say you come across that whale, you're third or fourth person down, don't look at the pennies, okay, on the ground. Look at the dollars that are flying over your head, because that person's going to bring in a bunch of people that you could never bring in, and you're going to get paid on every person they bring in.
All you've got to do,
brilliant thing.
All you got to do is get your ass to Star Elite, and we're going to talk about that in a few seconds.
How do they do that, Rich?
Yeah,
we'll get to that later.
Okay, so those are your 3 kind of bonuses. Those are your 3 selling points. Understand them, learn them, make notes on them, do whatever you've got to do, because there is going to be somebody who you're speaking to that's relevant to. Yes, a lot of you guys are going to be selling iCoinPro going forward based on product. Cool, love that. That's exactly how we want it to be. But we also know a lot of you aren't, and this pay plan's important to understand. So, now.
Someone's playing around with the little buttons, aren't they? Let's like it that. Now, understand, everyone, that this is an interactional setup, all right? Zoom is interactional, so you can actually, draw lines and all like that. We would expect that you respect not doing that, because we want to make the best recording possible to share. So save your, playing around until the end when we stop recording and we actually open it up to Q&A, and you can draw all the little stick figures that you want. Right now, we're focused on showing you how to best leverage this. So those people that are practicing their ABCs on the screen, we appreciate it, but we'll save the lessons for later. Thank you.
So we've got the sexy part. This is the bit that Bigg and I are excited about for all of you guys. You will know, if you've worked with us before, that one of the things we never talk about is spillover. Spillover to a certain extent is arguably BS. But when you've got a business that you're involved in at this stage,
Take a drink of your beer there.
Forgive me, bloody hellfire. Hang on a minute. Let me mute. 1 sec.
Not much of a mute, Rich, but that's all right.
Sorry,
Rich was choking on the possibility on a monthly basis there at the bottom. You see that potential.
This is what happens when you don't sleep or eat for a week trying to get pre-launches ready. Excuse me. So, point I was making is spillover. When you're involved in a gig at this stage of the game, inevitably big things are happening, and everybody has to go somewhere. What you've got when you join is a 2x14 matrix. You get placed in somebody else's, and you get your own.
Did you add sexy in there on our PowerPoint? That wasn't there before, Rich.
That wasn't there before, mate. I put that there because I mean every damn word. So yeah, I absolutely did.
Sexy.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead, my man.
So you have this as an opportunity to earn if you do not recruit. So anybody who comes to you and gives it the whole pyramid, all of that rhubarb, this is not about you recruiting people. This is about what's possible irrespective. As long as you're a paying member, You qualify for the power line, and you qualify for the matrix. You're buying the education, you get those two things for free. So when people are bringing other members, selling the education platform, essentially what's happening, those people have to go somewhere, and they are placed in the highest possible position in the business. And as more people join, more people are placed. Obviously, we're building businesses. All of you guys are building businesses. The corporate team is going to be promoting.
Rich, I was going to touch on that. Let me talk about that quickly.
Yeah,
Understand,
do that, yeah.
All right, one of the main things, especially because this is a matrix system that is being built, we have our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So there is a huge push for retail customers just for the straight up product. There's also a huge push for just straight up affiliate marketers who aren't interested. So all of those people purchasing the product through corporate advertising that's going to be done, okay, are all going to also flow into the matrix because they are paying customers. But in the end, as I said earlier, the biggest way that you can spread the love, if you will, is to be a product of the product. And then let people know that there's value there. And as we said, it's not all about recruiting, obviously, because we're showing you, even if you're unranked, as long as you are a paid member, you participate in the matrix. And we do that, okay, in order to be upfront with everyone, to make sure that we have our I's crossed and our T's dotted. It is not about recruiting specifically. Like any business, though, we'll be straight up with you. The more you can help a business build its business, you are remunerated. You are compensated for that. It's no different than any other affiliate offer or referral basis or anything like that. That is how businesses are built. And obviously, again, we want to thank all of you because we wouldn't have the numbers we have in 2 short days. But here's the key. This is why Rich is calling it sexy. All right. This is just going to continue to grow because if you were one of those that got in the first 2 days here, congratulations to you. You made a very smart decision. If you're one of those people still waiting on the sideline, I'm going to ask you why. Okay, it's free to enroll. It's free to lock in your spot. You have a full week, essentially, to make a decision on whether or not you want to get involved. And in the interim, you're going to see this matrix and that power line continue to grow. Why? Because we're all putting in efforts, from you watching this, okay, live, to you watching it on replay, to corporate also putting their effort and dollars behind getting more people to purchase the product. All right?
Absolutely. And this is monthly income. These percentages that they're paying, tiny, tiny percentages of what the customer is paying on their monthly membership. 2.5%, people are paying $40. There's 2.5% of that paid out as a matrix commission. It's negligible. It's nothing. But look at how that stacks up. You're getting paid on, as an unranked member, your first 10 levels. As someone who's not even recruited a single person, you can earn $2,000 a month.
Okay, Rich, I agree. This is sexy. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between being somebody who's never brought anybody in and being a 2-star member, and you'll see how that happens shortly, is $6,000 a month. The difference between being a 2-star member and a 3-star member, yeah. That's sexy.
So if you max out your matrix, that you're the head of your tree, that's 32,766 people. And the beautiful thing is...
just to clarify, when he says if you max out, this is not you filling your matrix. This is your matrix.
This is your matrix.
So that's being filled by you. That's being filled by the people below you. That's being filled by the people above you. All of these people have to go somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. That's how it works. And what that means is your matrix is maxed out at that 32,766 people, which, depending on where you rank, says a lot about how much you actually get compensated. So I will say, and we can move on, Rich, that indeed this is sexy. Thank you very much for putting that adjective in there.
No problem, my man. No problem. So just
remember, wait, we didn't say the most important part. It's residual.
Yeah, absolutely. This is per month. This is ongoing. This is recurring residual income. And I want you to remember those figures at the bottom because we're going to relate to them in just a second. So when you look on the next It is, let me move you guys because you're in the way, matching bonuses. So the matching bonus also
Actually,
sexy.
Rich, they're not in the way. You don't have to worry about those. They don't show up.
All right, okay, cool.
Yep.
Right, so you've got your matching bonuses, which is also sexy. Again, it's a monthly income. It is also residual. It also comes from spillover as well as your effort, as well as spill up, same as what we spoke about previously. And it has a massive uncapped potential because this is your income match of the previous stream. So when you've got people in your team who are earning money from their matrix, you remember the figures we looked at. We looked at the uncapped people earning a couple of grand. We looked at the 1 stars earning 8, the 3 stars, the 2 stars earning 8, the 3 stars earning 32. When you've got people who you've brought to the party and they're earning matrix income, you match it. So if you're an unranked member, you earn 10% of whatever your personally enrolled people earn on their matrix. And so you saw, as an unranked member, people can earn a couple of grand. So if you've got a handful of them and you're earning $200 a pop, that's all right for being an unranked member, for being just a customer, for just being somebody who's buying the product. Whereas if you start to work your way through the ranks, it gets pretty damn frightening. It really does. And when you think about the income that we've just seen on the previous slide of what can be earned from the matrix as a 3-star member, you can earn 40%. So if you've got somebody who's maxed out their matrix, just because they've maxed their matrix, you're getting 40% of that. You do the maths.
Absolutely. And that's, Rich, why. Sorry, I had to yell at my dogs there a little bit.
Sorry,
that's why, because they get excited about these numbers also. That's why I said, all right, if you're a product of the product and you just continue to share the story, you're going to trip and fall over that big whale who is going to, guess what, help you not only max your matrix, but the one after that. And these matching bonuses, once you start to get excited and you start to share it more, then guess what? The person that wasn't that big of a recruiter suddenly becomes a bigger recruiter simply by sharing the story. And the wonderful thing about this going forward is there are all types of things coming from corporate on marketing funnels and systems and landing pages. And like I said, weekly training webinars, weekly corporate sales webinars, all to help you, again, all right, have us do the heavy lifting and selling at corporate. When I say us, I'm not necessarily talking about me, I'm talking about iCoinPro, the company, in order for you to, guess what? Get people on so they can hear the story. So all Rich and I want to do on this call, this webinar today, is start to talk and have you wrap your head around, okay, the overview and the system and how powerful it really is, all right, when you start to explain it to people. And this is the reason why this took a while to put together, because the whole idea from Paul and corporate and people like myself who had input was, listen, it's got to be affordable, but at the same time, people got to be excited about, okay, building teams in it. And I think we've hit the nail on the head here.
Absolutely. So we've touched on the unranked element, you know, that anybody can do at least 2 of those elements, the matrix and the power line. But to rank up starts to unlock the higher levels of those other streams. So your first ranking is just getting a little team build going, you know, just bringing your first 3 people to the party, first 3 active members. So an active member is just someone who has paid for their monthly subscription, who's bought the product, basically. So you're just going to go out and you're going to sell 3 education platforms. Really, really straightforward. And as a result of that, you're 1-star ranked. So straight away, that's increased your potential. 2-star is where you start getting more serious. That's where you start to fill things out properly. So again, you've got your 3 people in 2 different legs, which the system organizes for you anyway. You know, the system distributes left to right. So you've got your 3 people, 2 different.
Rich, why don't we do this? Because you might be assuming that people know exactly how this matrix works.
Go for it.
Just because I've been showing it to you for months doesn't mean that people do. Let's explain to someone what the 2x14 matrix, how it fills out. all right, when they first signed up as an enrollee and they become a paying member, and why that's important to know how that fills out, because there are a ton of questions coming from people going, oh, but I thought so-and-so was supposed to go over here on my left side or my right side. So why don't we do that, man, as if you're explaining it to, your son there who's not in the bar with you.
No problem. Well, the image that you're seeing there is kind of inverted and not really reflective of the reality. It's purely for example purposes only. So what the system does is it automatically fills the matrix out from the left, on your screens, from the left to right. So if there's you joined, and then if Ross joins, Ross will be your first left. Then Joanne joins, Joanne will be there. And then Marie joins, and Marie will be there. And Steve, and so on, and so on, and so on. And the system will keep filling it out like so, left to right. I think that should look right on your screens. That'd be left to right to me, but you kind of get where I'm coming from. So your system takes control of the strategic positioning. So you don't have to worry about that. All you've got to do is sell the education platform and or the opportunity, depending on which way you're going to.
Yeah, there's no need. Some matrices, some binaries require you to flip toggle switch left to right. We make it as simple as possible. Your job is to, again, be a product of the product and just share the story with people, and the system will fill them in. Whether or not they are a paid member is up to them, which is why we have automatic compression each week for those people that we feel that a week is enough time for people to make a decision if they want to be part of this. And we don't want
compression is just the system getting rid of the dead wood. It's filling the gap.
Yep, exactly. And people are absolutely loving us for that. Now, of course, there are going to be people that are going to go, oh, but I meant to pay. Well, you had 7 days to do it. What are we waiting for? We want to have action takers, but we also want users of the product. If you come in as a paying member, then you're going to be using the product. If you don't, and you continue to be a tire kicker, then guess what? We don't need you in the system taking up space from those people that do want to take action. And that's what's also powerful about this as well, because as that compression happens each week, below you that you have action takers. You have actual users of the product. And that only bodes well for you long term, especially when we start talking about the 40% max volume cap for each of the legs. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to be building this as we see it for the next 1, 2, 3 years or so to come. So it's really important that it is the right people that we're working with from the off. And you guys are obviously that. So that's awesome. So once you're looking to rank up to 2-star, yes, you've got your 3 people who you've enrolled personally. The likelihood is probably more than that as well, because of the effort that you're putting in. But to 2-star rank, you need at least 20 active members in your entire enroller tree. So that's not who you've enrolled, that's who've been enrolled into your downline.
Yeah, and Rich, that's where the confusion is. See, what we've done with this system is they have to be active members, meaning they are paid members, whether it be monthly or 6-month upgrade or 12-month active. But that does not mean that you personally had to enroll them. You need 3 personally enrolled direct that used your link to sign up. But guess what? That's the beautiful thing about this matrix and the rollover from those above you is you're going to have active members falling under you, all right? And part of your team, and you're going to start earning on them as long as you make sure that you work toward those higher rankings, which is why we're going over this. Now, 20 active members in what we're doing and the type of people we're bringing in, the type of people you're all bringing in is nothing. And we know that. We know that. We did it on purpose. We want people to be able to hurdle that hurdle without basically changing their sex because they missed the hurdle. So the truth is we wanted to make it easy for everyone to rank up to 2-star. We want to make it easier for people to rank to 3-star, and we'll tell you why in a little bit. Many of you, if you've already signed in and paid, know that
some of you guys are already 2 and 3-star ranked anyway because of the shortcut that's been applied. But just to be really, really clear on that point that Bigg just mentioned, so this 2-star ranking is 20 members in your enroller tree, not 20 members in your matrix.
Right.
People who spill over from above fall into your matrix, but they're not part of your enroller tree. They've come from above. The people in your enroller tree are the people who you enroll and who your members enroll. So that's what's going on beneath you. So you might bring in your 3, they might bring in 3, they might bring in 3. Yeah, you've nailed it. You bring in your 3 and they do nothing? No, you've not got your 20. So your enroller tree is what's happening beneath you. He also touched on the 40% of your volume needs to come from, well, sorry, there's a 40% maximum of your volume can come from your power leg. So you will, in all likelihood, have one leg which is far stronger than the other. Only 40% of what's going on in that one leg will count. The rest will need to be made up elsewhere in your other leg. Or you can shortcut, which is buy in your 6 monthly subscription, which some of you guys have already done. So if you want to be 2-star rank, you don't think that you're going to be able to do all this as of right now, and we're not saying that this is going to stay this way beyond launch. We're in pre-launch right now, so during pre-launch there's all sorts of little shortcuts, little things to help people.
Gifts, if you will, Easter eggs, they call them.
Exactly, absolutely.
So yes,
take advantage massively. 3-star, that same advantage applies. 1 year subscription sees you ranking at 3-star, rather than you needing to have enrolled your 3 in your 2 separate legs and building an organization of 100 active members in your enroller tree. Now, just to be clear, that's not a big deal. 100 active members, if you've got 3 strong folks who you're working closely with to get 3 strong folks, there's a team of 10 of you there going hell for leather. It's not going to take long for you to build an organization of 100 people, but buying your annual subscription is going to be a hell of a lot quicker. You choose your work methods. While there's 2 options available, just factor in, right, which works best for me. Is it this or is it that? While the options are there, utilize them. Same rules apply with the 40% max, and that's all the way through. It doesn't matter what rank we're talking about. The 40% max on your power leg is applicable. Your Star Elite, now we're starting to talk about real team builders, people who are building big organizations. Some of you may look at this and think, I could never do this. But let's be really, really clear. What do you need to do? You need to bring in 3 personal people on 2 separate legs. The rest of it is going to boil down to what's going on within your organization. And if you're consistently working, consistently putting in effort, consistently plugging your team into your team Facebook group so that you've got people supported by social compliance, social evidence, social proof. I'm not going to say it's going to be a doddle. It's simple. I don't mean it's easy.
Absolutely. I think one of the things, Rich, that we want to touch on here is, all right, Star Elite is what you're striving to if you actually want to be a team builder. As you can see earlier, we made it so that I don't want to say the average person, because none of you are average. You're on this call. You want to maximize and leverage the most out of this system that you can. But the Star Elite level, we also truthfully went back and forth, and even we argued, as far as Paul and the people putting this together, about maybe we set this bar a little too low, because the truth is...
What it is, because this unlocks your Infiniti override. Do you know what I mean?
Infiniti, yes. And well, again, if you go back to the Infiniti override, all right, that's down to 3 generations. This is a big deal. So a lot of people sit here and ask, but you can only get those bonuses at the Star Elite level or the presidential. Well, absolutely. But the truth is, if you look at it, if you have been involved in any type of team building, I think honestly, a lot of you on this call who are listening to this call will know that this is not a big hurdle when it comes to team building, especially when we're talking about Infiniti type bonuses. Maybe iCoinPro is a little too generous because we want people to understand that the product itself is something that's going to have value each and every month. Again, this becomes the backside bonus of getting in early, let's put it that way. And being those people who say, listen, Paul D'Souza, iCoinPro, everyone involved with it, listen, I have faith in the fact that you guys are building something that's going to have continued value month after month after month, and I'm jumping in early because of that. That's the product. The product still has to remain strong in order for it to be viable. But we also know that leadership with people like you, okay, are going to have more conviction if you can show people, listen, it's possible, not only for me, but for someone like you. Look, star ranking there, okay, that star elite was 500. Now let's go where we're talking, jumping even further at the star presidential rank.
Big leagues. And these things are only possible because of Paul D'Souza's outlook on business full stop, because of his knowledge in this niche and this industry, and because of the foundations that he's putting in place behind the scenes. For those of you who haven't worked or are not familiar with him, we're on here talking about money. We're on here talking about the pay plan. If you try and get Paul talking about the money and the pay plan, it's like pulling teeth, because all he wants to talk about is the product.
All he wants to talk about is
It's a product,
training, right?
Absolutely, which is exactly how it should be.
What
do you want a business built on? You want it built on products. You want it built on service. You want it built on tools, resources. You want it built on longevity, and that's what he's all about. And you're only going to see more and more of that as this moves towards launch 21st of June. And things like the presidential rank, where you're building organizations of this scale, are only viable because you've got a CEO like that at the helm. What you're doing to get to presidential rank is no different to what you're doing to get to a star elite. It just takes a little longer. It's just an elevated level, the same as 3-star, the same as 2-star, etc., etc. But all of that's only possible because of solid foundations.
But once again, our feeling is this is a long-term program, a long-term viable business opportunity with something that has value on the front end, that people are going to be willing to pay for it on the retail level, okay? Because, it is value, education, and training in an emerging market where more and more people are becoming exposed to it every day, but still have no idea what it's about. Again, you're seeing it more on CNBC and all of that. That's great. But I can tell you, people still going, what? Bitcoin, crypto, what? They're going to build coffins? What? Real life stories, because most people haven't been exposed to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into what I started this with and say that the reason we're starting to see an increase, all right, in this acceptance of cryptocurrency is because of internet and network marketers like all of you watching this. It is simply, again, not only my opinion, it is fact that up until recently, it was looked at as an underground currency until a lot more of the programs and the systems and people like us who are looking for opportunities to make money online or make money in some way different than the norm started to, guess what, expose our networks to Bitcoin and Ripple and Litecoin and Monero, and the list goes on. Once we started doing that, then mainstream starts to pick it up, the media starts to pick it up, then guess what? You've got countries now deciding that they better not stand in the way of this freight train that's coming, because one thing they've learned, exactly what we've learned, all right? If it's an emerging market, and I have knowledge, and there's mass behind it, and you happen to be on the front end of that opportunity, you are all going to make a shitload of money. It's that simple.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. So that in a nutshell is how the pay plan works, how the rank advancement works. We can't tell you more about the products and service other than what we have done because we're pre-launch. So what I want to do is kind of open it up now. We'll shut down the recording in just a minute. We'll maybe take 1 or 2 questions on air for the guys watching the recording. Then we'll close down the recording and it's open forum Q&A time for everybody else. And we do that for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we want to show people that real questions exist. Secondly, we want to show them that they don't stand a chance of getting their questions answered unless they're on the live. You guys are special. You made an effort. You got here. So,
so here's what we're going to do. Before we do that, Rich, let's do one hard call to action. Again, we want to thank you all for joining us on the call live. We certainly appreciate all of you spending a little bit over an hour with us so far on this recorded part of it. Like I say, we're going to spend another 30, 45 an hour, the non-recorded part. But if you are watching this on live and you haven't made your decision, make sure you get back to the person that shared this with you. Get their link. You want to work with them directly, be part of their team. Ultimately, we all participate, okay, in the matrix, but you want to work with that person directly, be part of their team. If you're watching this on replay, same thing. Make sure you get back to that person so that you can work with them directly. In the end, all right, in the end, we will all benefit. And I will say this, and Rich said it earlier, it's not too late, because the way that we have the entire matrix system set up, the compression weekly for those people that don't take action, all right, and upgrade, you're always going to have the opportunity to move up the matrix. And it will happen, and we know it will happen, and there will be some very, very happy people, all right? So on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up to 2 questions. And then what we're going to do is, if we didn't get to your question, we're going to open everyone up to basically razz people, make them jealous, all at the same time scream at them that they missed it live. Then we'll stop the recording. We always love that. 50, 60 people are yelling at other people that they should have been here, they missed it. And then we'll stop the recording, and then we will open it up to questions. So who are the lucky 2, Rich, that get to come out live and ask their question?
Well, I think first we've got Deb Chisholm. Deb has had her hand up for a little while, so we'll have Deb. While Deb's asking her question, we will pick somebody else. So Deb Chisholm, do you want to unmute and come on out? Are you there, Deb? Where is she? There's that many bloody people on the screen. I can't see her. Hang on a minute.
Okay, there I am, guys.
Okay.
There she is.
Sorry about that. I've got 2 questions.
Oh, no, only one, Deb.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, Deb, we love you, but only one. You can ask the other question when we stop recording.
Yeah, after hours, yeah.
So choose it.
Okay, I'll ask a real quick question then. The last time I was able to get on the website, it said that my rank was 430,515. And there's only 19,000 people signed up or enrolled. So how could my rank be 430,000?
Yeah, I think it might have been a glitch with a comma there or something like that. But, you should have taken a screenshot of that and started posting on your Facebook wall and basically making everyone jealous. One of the things, again, in pre-launch, we're not even really in pre-launch right now, is there will be glitches and bugs. One of the things that we ask all of you in pre-launch, if you see something like that, send a ticket into support. That's support@iCoinPro.com. And they are working feverishly and overtime. And the idea here is that we will have everything basically hunky-dory, up and running fantastically, by June 21. But yeah, no, great question. But usually that's what it is, something like that. And, if you send in a support ticket, they will get right on that, Deb. And your second question, save it for after. We promise we'll be here for, 30, 45 minutes, an hour. You know that, Deb. We always do that. So great question, though. Thank you for that.
You got it. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Deb. Rich, who do we have?
Sorry, dude, I was distracted by the questions that are not on the live. Let's have a look. Who else have we got? If we bring out Rosalind, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, Rosalind Bradford. Do you want to come out and ask your question on air? Where are you? Where's Rosalind?
I'm right here.
Beautiful. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Awesome.
I got my head working.
Good stuff. So how can we help? What's your question, Rosalind?
I just had a small question. Now, when you were talking about the enrolled members in your matrix, and meeting the quota, like 20 active members and so on and so forth, does that count for actually having spillover, or does your enrolled team have to actually bring in the 20 people? Or
okay, great question. Spillover counts and fills out your matrix for your matrix earnings, but spillover doesn't count towards your qualification for your rank advancements. So your rank advancement qualification comes from your enroller tree, and your enroller tree is from you and your enrollees. So what's gone on beneath?
Why we offer the opportunity to upgrade in order to meet those ranks right away, so you can earn more from the entire matrix, which is part of spillover and all. See, again, Rosalind, great question, because again, that's something that people don't think about. Either you earn it, okay, or you pay for it, all right? But the reason you pay for it is because you want to, if you're a first adopter, like many of you are, you're going to benefit from all the work that we're doing collectively as a community. And that's the idea. So we're going to make a hard call to action that if you aren't signed up for it yet, that you strongly look at the 6-month or the 12-month upgrade. One thing is you automatically rank up as a 2-star or 3-star. But the other thing is, call us crazy, but we also discount those. That is a substantial savings than if you did it monthly. And a lot of people go, well, I'm trying to check it out and see what it is. If you've seen the launch so far, you know the biggest growth, the biggest growth is going to be in the first couple of months of the launch. So if you start doing the math and say, if I spend a couple of $100 versus waiting, I'm going to spend a couple of $100 anyway. You follow? Yet I'm going to already be participating as a 2-star member at the 6-month level. All right. So our call to action is, 1, you're going to save a ton of money as far as a discount. 2, you're going to already position yourself so that that enroller tree part that's throwing people off, you can throw that out the window. You follow that, Rosalind?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Great smile, by the way. Great smile, by the way.
You.
Awesome. All right, there's a bunch of hands. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have all of you unmute. Every single one unmute. Make sure your video's on. And we are going to, on the count of 3, all right, I'm going to go to the Brady Bunch. I'm going to go to the Brady Bunch. No more questions right now. No more questions. All right. And I want you all on the count of 3, unmute. Make sure you're unmuting. And you're going to all yell, you should have been here live. On 3.
Should have been here live.
All right. 1, 2, 3. You should have been here live.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That's us. We are going to stop the record button now. I'm going to say it one more time. That's my man, Rich the KC Green. Across the pond there, this is Big Lloyd Dotson. And this has been an overview of iCoinPro. Make sure you go to www.icoinpro.com. If you're watching this on replay, get back to the person that shared their link with you. Get signed up with them. And right now, we're going to go to the unrecorded version. Make sure next time you are on the live version, as everyone said. Take care, everyone. It's your boy Big and Rich. Take us out, buddy. All right, everyone.